Hi, this is Abhimanyu. I'm in conversation with the team of darlings, Alia, Roshan, Shefali, Jasmeet, Vijay. Thank you guys for speaking to me. I'll jump right in, dive right in. I watched the movie last night, by the way.
Awesome.
Loved it. Jasmeet, now when we're making something on a sensitive issue, which is about domestic abuse, domestic violence, and we are making a dark comedy, you have to make sure that we are balancing it, that it's not flippant, it's not disrespectful, but yet it's not too intense. How did you manage to go about finding that balance?
I think if you are sensitive towards an issue, it will show in whatever you write or you make or you create as an artist. If you're not, that will also show. Right. So one is, firstly, you have to be very, very sensitive towards something like this. And then, yes, one wanted to tell it as a dark comedy because inherently in the story, it was always a dark comedy for me, like a mother-daughter trying to find their place in this world, in this male-dominated world, but also trying to set the marriage, the daughter's marriage right. I think I also was very conscious that I wanted to entertain and engage audience with this film. So the reach is far wider, more people will watch the film and the message will travel that far. So yeah, always conscious to maintain that balance. I think once you're writing, it comes through. Yeah.
This is for Alia and Vijay. Now your characters, the equation between them changes from aggressor to aggressee very frequently during the film. And on it, it's intense as well as comical, but offset. Did you just switch off as soon as the shot was over and went into laughing, or did you take time to sort of get over the intensity of the scenes?
I guess some intense moments were, you're not like laughing ha in the middle of that. Yeah. But I think other than that, overall our vibe on set was quite light and, you know, comfortable. Right. There was no... we're not really method actors, at least I am not, and neither is Vijay, so none of us were really actually being aggressive with each other.
No, I hope not.
BTS.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember we used to just like, because it was also a physically powerfully exchange were made, we just wanted to make sure that the other actor is not hurt or not even like felt wrong. All of these were kind of something that we... So it was very clear, like I'll come, I'll grab your shoulder, okay, so you'll be ready for this. And that kind of thing was happening. And, but yeah, I mean, between the husband and wife, there aren't many funny moments per se. So the drama beats are great, and which we were both feeding off each other incredibly. But yeah, we discussed the choreography of the scene so that our moves and our moods reflect in the work that we're doing. For me, it was a bit of a, everybody else was able to switch off right after the take and laugh. I was still like waiting, keep going, mere haath to khol do yaar.
Yeah,
so
that
all that was happening.
A follow-up to that is that Hamza is not the traditional monster, right? He, of course, is a wife beater, he's a domestic abuser, but there's that charming side to him as well, which is balanced pretty nicely, pretty nuanced way. Now, how much of a challenge was it for you to balance that it doesn't go overboard in either direction? You have to show him as a human being and not the proverbial monster that films and TV shows have shown.
Yeah.
It's a reflection of life.
Right.
The relationship as well as the character. It's something that we've seen, heard, discussed, all of this, and therefore it becomes very human, and human beings are anything but black and white.
Right.
So we figured out what is the shade of the character. It's slightly on the darker side because not just with the equation with the wife, he's personally not at a good place in his life.
Right.
He's not happy with the way things have turned out for him. As a personality, he's insecure. As a personality, he's got a certain kind of a, I would say, inferiority complex inside him.
But he doesn't. But he shows the opposite.
He shows the other one. That's a defense.
Overcompensates for that.
Yeah,
Yes,
overcompensates as a defense mechanism to kind of sustain himself and survive this world. There's one thing that he thinks is dearly working in his life that he wants to hold on to with all his might is the wife. And the love that he feels for her. That makes him human.
And then his love is very real. Huh?
Exactly, that's what
from his side, he feels that he really truly loves this girl.
Like he
with
feels
all his
justified.
heart.
He feels justified in what his stance is. He doesn't think he's wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Completely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, but I think which is also important to show, because we're not trying, it's not as a quintessential villain and
yeah.
someone is right. It's just the choices that you make in life. So like maybe if he would have actually changed sooner, maybe they would have been happily, you know, there was a happily ever after. But there was a point at which he chose to push it beyond, and that was something that's like there was a venomous side of him which was overbearing maybe the side of him that you see why she loves him. Because otherwise it's not going to make any sense. It's like she loves him so much, it has to make sense.
Right. Right.
You know, that they love each other.
Right. Shefali, coming to you, we saw in the trailer as well that hilarious scene that everyone is talking about in the police station. Of course, that is what got everyone hooked on to the concept of it all. Now, when you do comedy, all of it cannot be scripted down to the T, right? There has to be certain amount of improv. How much of improv was there in the comedy scenes?
It's written down
It's
to the T.
on paper.
Everything.
Yes.
Everything's on paper.
Wow.
I mean, that credit goes to Jasmeet and Parvez and Vijay Maurya. I mean, it's on paper.
We must have done here.
Also, when you cast a film and when actors come on board, you rewrite,
Right.
knowing their personalities. So you can always do that, and then you incorporate what their characteristics are, and you know how they might play.
Right,
So you also try and do that a
Improvise
little
a
bit.
bit.
So you
Very little things, the fillers I would say, but the major moments of like when you are having that laugh, you know, that mere mathe pe kya likha hai
Right, right.
moment, and they stare at him and then respond, that's all written.
Okay.
That's not something that
Yeah, like we cannot. I mean, I'll never feed them with words or action.
Yeah, of course.
They
That-
shouldn't
two
feed us
responses
with,
written
but
for
they
the
have to
same
think what is your reaction
Of
or
course,
how
that
are
is
you
all
going
you.
to play this. But
Yeah.
the lines and it's so well written that we did not want to alter from there.
Okay.
correct.
That's
We
We
did
all wanted to achieve what is written.
what is written and then take it for. Then
you
it was our interpretation of how we do it.
Do you
na?
find that easier as an actor? Because some actors think it's more free to be a
No,
little
in fact,
free.
I feel
or be-
hodgepodge ho jata hai, then somebody do something else. Somebody's thinking this is funny, but what's funny is extremely
Right.
subjective.
Exactly.
So you have to actually stick to the written word, and like Jasmeet said, what happens is once you've lived with the character, you can like I remember that the scene when we are outside the house,
Right.
where we're supposed to be going inside.
Yes.
The cop was there.
He improvised one
He
line.
improvised. He said, so she said, चलो दरवाजा खोलो, मतलब like तोड़ दरवाजा. And I was like, अरे कैसे तोड़ सकते हो? All that this people doing anything. क्यों कैसे? And he said, side में हटो, मसल देगी. That was not in the. चल देगी. मसल देगी.
Oh God!
And that was improv. कि side पे हटो मसल देगी, and then the
And
way
then
they
we went
react,
on
they
a corner of that.
Yeah.
But now that Jasmeet, we all spoke on the spot. So Jasmeet like, you know, you all should be fighting कि कैसे तोड़ सकते हो
Right,
ये
right.
वो. You should be saying नहीं नहीं चलो we are this thing. So all that happens when the characters really know.
Right. It's when you are in the flow
Yeah.
of the character, it's not something that
But
you are bringing.
anyway,
in
I
with
think
it.
Darlings is a situational comedy. So the situations were all written to the T.
And we've
Wait,
played it
situation
and we've
is-
enjoyed it. So it was about
Exactly,
reverse
that's-
engineering about how to get there, how to actually deliver this line.
And if there is some magic and happy accidents, obviously, we put it all of them.
Always welcome.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
addition,
yeah, there was
cherry on
quite
top
a
is
few.
always welcome, right? The cherry on top is always welcome.
Of course, you have to keep your eyes open for that.
Roshan, I was reading somewhere that you auditioned via video.
Yeah.
Is that true? And how difficult is that? Because actors are used to a process of something, or maybe the screen or frame. Some people find it easy, some don't. How's it with you?
This was that strange time when we're all beginning to get comfortable with everything happening virtually.
Right.
Because there was nothing else to do. And I had also sort of shot an entire film virtually.
Right.
But yeah, audition for Darlings was fun. Jasmeet was on the audition. I think we did two.
We did two on
Yeah.
Zoom. Yeah.
The one that Jasmeet was on, I was also struggling with basic things like figuring out the lighting or where do I prop this thing up so she can see me most effectively.
Right.
And we figured out one position that Jasmeet said worked where my laptop was on a windowsill and I was on my knees.
Ow.
Which is the only way I could level my face to the camera.
Yeah.
And this is the scene with the cops that I was auditioning.
Oh, okay.
So I played the whole thing out on my
it's a
knees.
silent
It's a very
scene.
hard scene.
Yeah, it's a hard scene. It is.
Yeah.
I have done entire interviews like that, Zoom interviews on my knees with the laptop propped
Right.
up with
So
me
you-
holding it.
yeah,
So I can
so you
totally
really
relate.
get it.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
I don't have corners in my house where I have a background.
He went on his knees for darlings.
He went on his
Couch,
knees.
just knees.
No plastic couch.
Just, but in some way that works.
Sadly, no. Sadly,
I found something very refreshing in the film is that it's a mother-daughter film, of course it is. And we have always said that, you know, we need more female actor-driven films, female actor-led films, but I found it's an ensemble cast film as well.
Totally.
It is a script film, it does not rely on star power or anything.
Correct.
But I figured that if any of these characters was not here or a little different, the film would have been drastically different, which is what I found refreshing. How did you all play in, how was your chemistry on set, each of you, including you as well, when you were sort of starting and by the time it finished? How did it change between all of you?
Well, you know, I don't think you can build a chemistry. It's either there or it's not there.
Right, right.
And strangely and luckily so, we just fell into place. Also, she had a very clear vision and we were in love with the script, all of us. I also feel that we have a similar process of spontaneity.
Right, right.
Follow our instinct and, you know, whatever we do behind, but on camera, it's that. So what you see is, it's not pretense anywhere. We didn't have to work hard at liking each other or bullying him. I think it just came naturally to us.
it was all so pleasant.
So pleasant.
Pleasant bullies there.
No, but I think it was a great, like, I just think everything fell into place and it worked like magic. I really think it worked like magic.
Yeah, and you know, I feel really happy and so relieved when you say that when you see a film and you walk away with all the characters, that's a job of a film well done.
Right,
because actually at the end of the day, even as actors, because we are in front of the camera, we tend to walk away with most of the praise or most of the attention and all of that, but it's every little puzzle that forms that final big picture.
Right.
So we are all actually a piece of the massive puzzle.
Agreed.
So yeah, if you're saying that that's the impact, that means the film is impacting you. You know, and everybody's done their job respectively.
And filmmaking is a collaborative process.
Effort, exactly.
It's not just one individual human being.
A filmmaker had once told me that 300 people are involved in a film, and if 10 don't do their job, it can't be made well. People don't understand that the actors can act very well if 10 people behind the scenes are not doing their job properly.
100%.
It won't work. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll just give you an example. This is a simple shot of I'm holding a small piece of glass and I'm cutting the thread, right? If the assistants that day didn't do a good job, you would not have felt the threat that you felt.
Exactly.
If it looked like it's not authentic,
the tension needs to
everything, they pay attention, and Jasmeet has a very keen eye on all these things. It's important to build the story.
Alia, there's a very interesting sequence in the film where your character Badru has a vision board where she has 2019, 2020, 2022. It's very cute, it's very relatable. Have you had such a thing in your life, A, and has it gone according to plan?
No, I've never had that.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I've never had a year-wise plan at all. In fact, I don't even know how years have gone by sometimes, you know. It's just like, oh, January, December, like where did you go? So there's no plan. Also, I feel nothing goes according to plan. The only constant in life is change. And in fact, I'm quite like, you know, I have a fear adapting with too much change. But then I think the pandemic came and put us all in our place and said, you know, deal with it. Like, it's not going to wait for you. So yeah, I think even in school when I used to make schedules and timetables, I actually spent most of my time rewriting those timetables because I never stuck to anything. So yeah, that's not who I am. But yeah, I think that's a very cute quality about Badru. It just also shows you why she's really pushing so hard to make things a certain way, because she believes life should be a certain way.
Also, she has dreams. She wants to do something.
Exactly.
She
Are you
hasn't
saying
given
she
up on
doesn't?
her life. Not her, Badru.
I'll wrap it up with a final question to Alia. Now, this is your home production here. This is metaphorically your baby, and you know where I'm getting with that. So, there are of course similarities and apprehensions and nerves when you are expecting and also expecting to release a film. What are the similarities and what are the differences? We all know
I don't think there's any similarity. At least none that I'm sensing.
No, not physically.
Yeah, no. In mentally also, it's totally different. I'm not very, very nervous for the first time with regards to Darlings. I don't know why. I'm very happy with the film. I'm very proud of it, and I believe that it'll find its audience and it'll get the love that it deserves. And I guess maybe it's like, I don't know, I'm not being like pompous or anything like that. I'm just genuinely not nervous. Like I feel I was very nervous pre-teaser and pre-trailer. Once that kind of hit and people started watching the film and seeing the world and having expectations, and also we've shown it to quite a few people, and genuinely the response has been very positive. So I'm actually, the nerves part I have moved past. Now I've reached that part of like feeling extremely at peace with the film that we've made, and yeah, I'm actually excited for like the world to see it and people to respond.
I think and I hope they will respond quite positively, because I totally loved it. And it's been a pleasure talking to every one of you. Pleasure watching the film as well. Hopefully I'll catch up with you all soon.